Hello, baseball fans. Guess what? The month of September is here. So, for the next 5 Sundays, for all 5 Sundays in September, I will give a little look-see, a recap, a review at a little look at the pennant races as the regular season comes to a close. Now, of course, the first bit of baseball act, the first official uh, day of baseball in September is over and done with. So technically, there are actually 28 days, 4 simple weeks left in the regular season, and all the stories so far, the narratives, are all here on the MLB app, and the infectious smile on my face is because these guys are the first to 90 wins. Wasn't easy though. Yankees were down 4-0 in the eighth inning, but Oakland's impeccable bullpen struck again. 3 runs in the eighth, and back-to-back solo home runs in the ninth. The walk-off shot being a pinch hit home run by Mike Ford. So the Yankees took a game earlier today and took the 3-game set over Oakland. And like I said, the Yankees are first to 90. Um, the AL East is one of 3 races that are pretty much done. The AL East, AL West, the NL West, they're all pretty much foregone conclusions. It's only a matter of time. Um, we actually have the smallest magic number in the American League. The Yankees' magic number to win the American League's East Division is at 15. It's at 15. We have a 10-game lead. We have a 10-game lead over Tampa Bay. Of course, we dominated the Rays this year, and this is all with Stanton out for almost all the year. Judge was out for quite a bit, and so many other terrible injuries, including Miguel Andujar out for the season. We started without Didi until he came back, I think, right before the break. And now Gio Urshela, who actually was one of the key bats that came in due to the injuries, he's on the IL himself. So it's been an injury-riddled year, yet the Yankees are still standing at the best record in baseball. And of course, I mentioned the AL West, Houston. First off, let me just say congratulations to Justin Verlander for pitching his third no-hitter of his career. He's becoming the 6th pitcher in Major League Baseball history to pitch at least 3. Of course, he's tied. He's tied for third with 3. He's behind Sandy Koufax, who pitched 4, and of course Nolan Ryan pitched 7. Houston's 2-0 win over the Blue Jays. They're at 84. They're 89 and 49. They're 89. Yeah, 89 and 49. They have a big lead in the AL West. Like I said, that race is over. The only good races in the American League are the Central and the Wild Card. Though I actually said on Twitter, my Twitter handle CED version 2. Give a shout out, give a follow. Um, I actually said on Twitter that even when Cleveland was behind by 10 games, Cleveland still won the division, and they actually did. Um, I think in July, late July, early August, they actually did kind of catch and pass Minnesota, but they've fallen off, and it's getting worse for Jose Ramirez injured. I think he's out for the year. I could be wrong, but I think he is. And Minnesota is caught back up to pass Cleveland. They're not looking back. Minnesota has a 5.5-game lead. And how about the Twins? The Twins set the new mark for home runs of the season, which the same mark that the Yankees surpassed last year. That mark didn't last long because when the Yankees broke that record, it stood for 20-some years. The Twins broke it this year after the Yankees only had it for less than a year. And the crazy thing is, um, they set that mark before the month of September began. So they're going to be the first team to hit 300. Looks like it. And speaking of which, on the flip side, the poor Baltimore Orioles. set the mark for most home runs surrendered, and this was with a week left in August. Uh, anyway, the AL Central is close, but not close enough. 5.5 games separating Minnesota and Cleveland. The wild card race is still interesting. It's really a three-team race. Yes, Boston is only 5 games out, but 5 is a lot, especially with 4 weeks left of the season. Um, it's really Tampa, Cleveland, and Oakland for those 2 spots. Tampa and Cleveland actually hold them now, but Oakland's losses have put them a half game behind Cleveland. They have failed to surpass. They have failed to capitalize on Cleveland's losses to Tampa Bay this weekend. Meanwhile, in the National League, I said the NL West is dead, and it is. Dodgers, 18-game lead. They have the smallest magic number in baseball. Their magic number to clinch the NL West is 7. That means they can win this division this week. Or they might win the division before this upcoming weekend comes. And yeah, so but they did have problems with the Diamondbacks this weekend. In fact, the Dodgers have been kind of losing lately ever since that series against the Yankees. Because the Yankees went to L.A. and took 2 out of 3 there in a pivotal series. That series could end up determining home field in the World Series should these 2 teams face each other. But and at the moment, the Dodgers are 89 and 60. They did get the win, an extra inning win, but they are a game and a half. I said 60, 89 and I said 60, 89 and 50. Pardon me. But they're 89 50, but they're a game and a half behind the Yankees. Now the thing is, if the Yankees and Dodgers finish tied, the Yankees have the tiebreaker. However, in the American League, if the Yankees and Astros finish tied, the Astros have the tiebreaker because the Astros were 4-3 against New York this year. But yeah, of course, that's the only lopsided race in the National League. Pretty much everything else is pretty close. Though the Cubs, I don't know what the hell is going on with them. You know, I don't know. I think they kind of partied too hard 3 years ago when they got that 108-year-old monkey off their back. Because yeah, in 17 they made it to the NLCS again, but look at last year. Last year ended with they blew a division lead, and then they forgot how to score runs. The last 2 games they scored 1 run each. These were 22 innings because the wild card game they had to play in because they lost game 163. Saw the Cubs score 1 run, and that was in the first inning. But the Cubs pretty much I wouldn't say the Cubs had a stranglehold at the NL Central, but they pretty much had the lead in that division for a good bit. Now they have fallen off. They lost a series bad to the Brewers, in which the Cubs got shut out back-to-back games in Wrigley. St. Louis is on this surge. I think the Cardinals have been drinking that same water the Blues drink. And St. Louis has a 3-game lead in the National League Central. They've won 8 out of 10. Atlanta has also won 8 out of 10. They have a 5.5-game lead, but you know who else is on a hot streak somehow? Washington! Washington has won 9 out of 10, including 4 straight. Now, their chances for the division, they're not that great, but as far as the playoff position, looks like they have a good shot at a wild card. This is their first year without Bryce Harper. Who's in Philly, and Philly is in the bubble. Now they had problems this weekend against the Mets. They lost back-to-back games against the Mets in that series, but they won. They salvaged tonight's game. So they're trying to keep it pace. Philly, Bryce Harper and all, they're 2.5 games out of a playoff position. So there could be some catastrophic occurrences happening in the National League. Either the team that's 3 years removed from World Championship could miss the playoffs, or the team that has the best player in baseball and one of the highest paid players in baseball could miss the playoffs, and Washington get in. Oh boy! But yeah, the National League wild card continues to be a logjam. The Mets, even with their problems, they're only 4 games out, so they have a slight shot. They kind of fell down to earth a little bit after their winning tear, but they still have bit of an outside shot. They're 4 games out. Zona is 3.5 games out. Milwaukee is 3 games out. They're 6 games out of the division. The division might be out of reach for them, but wow. Oh my God! Last year had 2 game 163s. I hope I see at least one this year. I hope the wild card in the National League finishes in like a 4-way tie. Let's get some fucking chaos over here, okay? Let's have some chaos happen. Let's have some craziness happen in September 30th, because that's when these that's when these game 163s can play on September 30th. If there's more than one, possibly more than two, we might see the playoffs push back a little bit. But it's going to be insane. This is going to be an insane September, even more so than last year. So all I have to say to you, baseball fans, to end this look look at the postseason picture, is enjoy this ride. Fasten your seatbelts tight. Fasten your seatbelts very tight. There may be some lopsided races, but there's some crazy close ones. So just sit back, enjoy this insane ride. I'll be back very quickly because I'm going to make some. I'm going to just make some early hockey predictions. I'm going to go division by division. I'm going to go division by division for the next few weeks, and I'm also going to make some NFL predictions here. So stay tuned, and